So Amazon made some news. Take a look at this. This is in The Hill. Amazon has made the decision recently, to remove books from its catalog that frame transgender and other LGBTQ identities as mental illnesses, the Wall Street Journal reported on Thursday. The move came after 4 Republicans, Marco Rubio, Mike Lee, Mike Braun, and Josh Hawley, sent a letter on February 24th to Chief Executive Jeff Bezos questioning why When Harry Became Sally, responding to the transgender moment, was no longer available on Amazon platforms, including Kindle and Audible. As to your specific question about When Harry Became Sally, we have chosen not to sell books that frame LGBTQ plus identity as a mental illness, Amazon said in the letter to the senators obtained by the outlet. Okay, so there's a lot to say about this. First and foremost, that book seems to genuinely be pretty shitty. There's a lot of people masquerading as experts on gender issues and science issues around that, but really they're just ideologues and they have partisan opinions and they want to promote them, okay? So having said that, I don't at all endorse any of that. It should be sold. That's what freedom is. You allow people to sell stuff even if it's questionable or problematic. People should be able to buy fucking Mein Kampf, Hitler's book. Now, are some people who are genuine Nazi supporters going to buy that and read it? Yes, that's going to happen, of course. But you know what? There's going to be plenty of people who read it who are not that. And they want to see the mind of the madman, the psychopath, the genocidal maniac. They want to see what he was thinking, what he said in his book. Should we ban the book because he wrote it? No, that's ridiculous. That is the definition of authoritarian. Banning books, that is authoritarian, okay? Now, again, I get it. This is a private company. They get to make their own decision, so they have the right to do it. But I'm arguing, even though they have the right to do it, they shouldn't do it. That's what I'm saying. So even though this isn't a violation of the First Amendment because it has nothing to do with the government, it is a violation of the principle of free expression. It is a violation of the idea that we should have an open marketplace for you to read whatever you want. Now, you might look at this and say, you know what, I agree with Amazon to ban it. Will you agree with Amazon when the day comes that they ban Karl Marx, Lenin, Engels, I don't know, fill in the blank with whatever, ideology you happen to believe in or are sympathetic to or are just curious at of the works, because now the conservatives are going to turn around and say, all right, well, you're banning our anti-trans books, so now they should ban commie books. Now they should ban the Communist Manifesto. And they'll make their tortured bullshit arguments about that millions of people have been killed because of the ideas that were perpetuated by communists, and this is unacceptable, and if you're going to ban this, you got to ban that. Let's just draw one clean line and say, nobody ban anything. Nobody ban anything. Okay? And listen, I want to have the ability, as somebody who is not anti-trans, I want to see what the anti-trans bigots are thinking. I do. I want to see what their arguments are. I want to see what they're thinking. I want to see what insane right-wingers are thinking. There's what's it called? Is it called The Pink Swastika? There's this book written by an insane anti-gay Christian about how all the Nazis were gay. I think it's called The Pink Swastika, something like that. That's the cover of the book has it's like pink and there's a swastika, I think. And the premise is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. That all the Nazis were gay, and that's one of the main reasons why they did the genocide. Dumbest book you could ever imagine. I want to be able to read that so I learn more about the crazy televangelists and the Christian fundamentalists and what they really believe. And if you're gonna ban things that are problematic, which is what they're doing here, well then where the fuck do you draw the line? Because something is problematic to everybody. There are people who would say my shit should be banned. Not that I don't have a book, but if I did, there'd be plenty of people who think I should ban it because I'm a controversial figure. So you don't open this door to banning books. I can 100% agree that this book is bad. There's more death and destruction brought about by the Bible than any other book. Should we ban the Bible? Should you not be allowed to read the Bible? No, it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. In a free society, you let people read what they want to read. That's what it is. So, it's a real shame, man, that we're going down this path. And this is how it starts. It starts out with, okay, we get it, this book is bad. Yes, any book that's openly racist or sexist or xenophobic or bigoted or transphobic or whatever, that's all bad. But you can't ban every book that espouses those ideas. And also, by the way, the raw volume and number of books you'd have to ban if you applied this principle is preposterous. I mean, the DSM, the psychology or psychiatrist manual, you have to ban every one up until like the 1980s because the ones before that treated homosexuality as a mental illness. Now, it's not a mental illness, and today we shouldn't talk about it as a mental illness, but if there are books that say that, have a historical perspective or whatever, of course you allow it. And if there are people who believe it now, in a free society, they're allowed to speak their mind. They're wrong, and I'll argue with them about it, but you don't ban it. You don't just ban it. That's a cheap shortcut to try to win a debate. That's what it is. And even though I agree, there are many ideas that are not debatable, if somebody writes a book saying creationism is correct and evolution is wrong, that's the dumbest motherfucker on the planet, but he should be able to write it. She should be able to write it. They should be able to write it. So this is not a thing that should ever happen, is the point. You know? And I get it. Private company, they can make whatever decision they want, but this is a dumb decision. They should sell whatever book. They should sell Mein Kampf. They should sell Communist Manifesto. They should sell the Pink Swastika, or whatever the fuck it's called. They should sell this shit. They should sell all these books, problematic or not, and that's the way it should work. We shouldn't embrace authoritarianism. And if you do embrace it because you happen to like the targets here, well, good luck in the future, because it's gonna come for somebody you like. That's a guarantee.